Hello, Jesse Good here, and welcome to my 4th edition of the Top 10 Cancelled LEGO Sets, where we take a look at LEGO products that never officially released. This time around, we'll be taking a look at all the potential sets that were cancelled along with the end of LEGO Dimensions. Because of the nature of this video, we have to keep our sources private, but Bricks Life did aid me with the writing of this video, and Action Flash helped do the art with the video. Go check them out. Without further ado, let's get into this. Now, since there were so many different properties that were cancelled along with Dimensions, we'll be sectioning off each of them. The first are cancelled live-action movies. This is actually where the strangest cancelled property comes up, Pirates of the Caribbean. This was an off-the-schedule pack as a potential addition from year 3 on, which meant it was unknown which type of pack TT Games was planning. Of course, this would conflict with Disney Infinity if it was released at the start of Dimensions. However, Disney Infinity ended in May 2016. Sure, there were so many different Disney properties that could have been chosen over Pirates, but perhaps starting with Pirates was a safer and cheaper bet than going full into Marvel or Star Wars. For cancelled packs on live-action properties never released by LEGO before, Year 2 was originally supposed to have a Universal Monster team pack with Frankenstein's monster and the Mummy. Another team pack considered was King Kong vs. Godzilla, but this idea did not get as far as the Universal Monsters team pack. I think the Wizard of Oz set was a test to see if packs based around Golden Age movies would sell, and after that one warmed shelves, TT Games and LEGO decided to not make packs on these properties. Our next entry are the cancelled LEGO Dimensions packs based on video games. It was amazing to get a LEGO Portal set and Sonic set from Dimensions, and another popular franchise was planned to get a set, Mega Man, as a fun pack. This would unlock a gaming icon adventure world as opposed to one based on Mega Man. The only other video game property with a cancelled Dimensions set was Minecraft, which was supposed to appear as a story pack in October 2017. Yeah, I don't think it was supposed to be based on story mode, but rather an original story altogether, and the pack would come with Steve and another unknown character. Interestingly enough, for the longest time, this was the final project for Dimensions. Somewhere out there, I'm sure there's some in-game work that was done for this pack. There's 3 properties that were supposed to come out as Dimension sets which were based off DC Comics media and cancelled, so I thought I'd fit them into their own category. There was an Arrow vs. Flash set, a team pack bringing the 2 CW shows together, and the 2017 Wonder Woman film was considered early on as a property for year 3 and beyond. The CW shows are particularly painful to hear as cancelled since the CW Arrowverse shows have never had official LEGO sets, only Comic-Con exclusive figures. Our next section are animated movies that were supposed to have sets in LEGO Dimensions, first of which was Despicable Me, and this will be expanded upon in the next entry. Just to be quick, the pack for Despicable Me was supposed to be a weapons crafter expansion to the portal, including a new diorama, presumably Minion and Gru minifigures, and pieces to build new weapons and vehicles. A pack based on the Angry Birds movie was slated for a Year 3 release as well, but didn't get too far in development, despite prototypes being made. Additionally, many DreamWorks animation movies were going to get Dimensions packs, but these never left the alpha development stage. Shrek, How to Train Your Dragon, The Croods, and Captain Underpants were specifically mentioned. To this day, LEGO and DreamWorks Animation have never partnered to release toys together, despite LEGO having a pretty good relationship with Universal, DreamWorks Animation's parent company. The full story of cancelled Despicable Me LEGO Dimension sets are linked with the Connectables. If you remember my 3rd cancelled sets video, Connectables were little LEGO pieces and builds which I assume were on toy tags of themselves. These would act as ingredients to affect in-game vehicles and weapons as another way of customization in the Dimensions world. Connectables include the previously mentioned Weapons Crafter set, which was essentially a starter kit for Connectables and would bring players through a bunch of different areas in the Despicable Me world to get used to the Connectables themselves. I decided to separate the animated movies from classic animation. While the only classic American animated property to make it into Dimensions was Scooby-Doo, Looney Tunes as well as Tom and Jerry were going to have packs. It's sad to this day we still have never had a LEGO Looney Tunes set, despite a great relationship between LEGO and Warner Bros. As for European classic 2D properties which were planned to have Dimensions packs, there were the Smurfs and Tintin, both originating as comic strips, and a strange one, Thunderbirds. For those not familiar with Thunderbirds, it's a classic British children's show that was made using marionette animation. I'm not sure how well Thunderbirds dimension sets would have done in the United States, honestly. For canceled modern animated TV shows that were supposed to have dimension sets, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were slated to appear in the first year, but disappeared mid-development. This is because Mega came and scooped the license up, releasing their own sets in 2016. Avatar: The Last Airbender was also slated to have Dimensions packs, along with Steven Universe, but both were planned from year 3 and beyond, meaning they didn't get far in development and were canceled along with a bunch of other properties. Now since I've seen Steven Universe, gosh, I want Lego sets. But it probably will never happen since Dimensions is over, isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it over? One of the coolest canceled planned sets from LEGO Dimensions was a peripheral with the ability to scan minifigures or vehicles in the game. Yeah, this sounds crazy, right? The accessory was a scanning device using lights and a rotating plate that would capture high-res 3-dimensional models of whichever LEGO was rotated on the plate. The idea was outsourced from a spatial phase imaging company, and while a product like this could have single-handedly saved Dimensions, it probably was never pursued because the consumer price tag would be way too expensive. Such a fresh idea would require expensive parts, along with the quality assurance. It didn't help that the starter pack for Dimensions was already considered overpriced by many, so to release such an expensive additional peripheral would turn consumers away. Unfortunately, I haven't seen many devices that can represent such a peripheral like this, as it truly was revolutionary. It's a shame the device will never see the light of day due to Dimensions ending. Our final LEGO Dimensions entry is for characters who were planned to appear as later additions to franchises that already got packs, like the Ghostbusters or Revenge Time packs from my third cancelled sets video. The first of which is Lord Vortek. This was a fun pack cancelled last minute. I first heard about it as a year 3 release, but then insiders indicated it would be the final pack of LEGO Dimensions with the ability to unlock all portals. It was cancelled after the Minecraft Story Pack, which was cancelled only a couple months before the final LEGO Dimensions packs were released. Other than Vortek, Missy from Doctor Who was supposed to have a fun pack sometime during or after year 3. There was going to be a Teen Titans level pack for Robin, and more members of Mystery Inc. were considered for packs as well. And despite already getting LEGO Ninjago packs, the LEGO Ninjago movie was initially planned to get Dimensions packs in year 3, but this must have been scrapped early on, since we ended up getting a full LEGO Ninjago movie game around the time the final Dimensions packs were released. There were also some figures removed from packs that came out. The LEGO Batman movie story pack was supposed to include Batman and the Joker instead of Batgirl and Robin. The Goonies pack was going to be a team pack that also included Chunk, and Ron was going to be in a team pack with Hermione instead of a fun pack. To end off our list, I thought it would be interesting to not cover a cancelled Dimension set, we've exhausted the topic, but rather a pitched LEGO game that was never approved by LEGO. Specifically, what could be considered one of the first LEGO video games, Linkin Leroy. The game was a Commodore 64 preview as a part of Fairlight's Legoland 2 demo in 1992, Legoland being the name of a group of unrelated demos from Fairlight. These were demo scene demos. Think of them as little presentations of music, games, and software shared within the computer art community since the 1970s. Linkin Leroy was a platformer with 2 levels, a space theme level and a town theme level, and Linkin Leroy himself was a classic red spaceman. Many of the Fairlight team were LEGO fans, and even one of the members of Fairlight had a contact at LEGO and pitched Linkin Leroy as a full game. However, in the end, the partnership didn't go anywhere, and Fairlight removed the LEGO connections in the game to an unrelated design, but never ended up releasing it. Heck, in 2015, Fairlight redesigned the game as Drinkin' Leroy, an expansion/parody of their old concept. In that way, the game still lives on in the demo scene. And that's it for this edition of Top 10 Cancelled LEGO Sets. I can't believe I've kept up with the tradition of releasing these once a year. More people helped make this video than expected. First, a huge thanks to all my Patreon supporters. You guys give me the motivation to push out big videos like this, and check out my Patreon if you're interested in supporting the channel a little bit more and getting some behind the scenes tidbits. As I said earlier, check out Bricks to Life, James Sir V2 who helped with the Linkin Leroy segment, and Ash and Flash who did the incredible artwork for each entry. He even did a video with the full artwork for them, just click the card. Subscribe here for more LEGO lists, and that's it for now. I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Bye.